Roots to Wellbeing uses the 5 ways to wellbeing to support your mental health. Connect, take notice, keep learning, be active and give. Thanks for watching.
Hi, my name's Rhiannon, and today I just wanted to talk about something that has been really helpful for me, especially in terms of my mental health throughout this lockdown period, and that is these lovely lockdown trackers. And I actually saw the idea on Twitter and I was like, oh, I really like that, so I started making my own, and I've been doing them for the last 6 weeks and I've just found they've been really helpful for me. So just to give like a little bit of context, I saw a lot of things on Twitter going around that I thought were quite damaging, sort of things that were saying like, oh, if you don't achieve anything in this lockdown, then you know you're a failure, you lack motivation, you lack any discipline. And I just thought that that's really unhelpful and really damaging, because obviously we're going through quite a hard time at the moment. You know, we're not seeing people as much as we are used to, a lot of us, and we are spending a lot of time on our own, and I just thought it's really unhelpful to kind of try and force yourself to do certain things, because you're sort of just putting too much on yourself. However, on the flip side, I know that I'm very guilty of this myself. I can get quite complacent and just sort of sit around watching Netflix all the time, and whilst that for me is perfectly fine sometimes, there are other times when I know that if I just sit around not really doing a lot and not really engaging my brain in anything, then I can become quite low, I can become like a little bit depressed, I can get a little bit basically just complacent, I can feel quite lethargic just because I'm not really engaging with anything. And I thought that these lockdown trackers were a really good idea because there are things on it, so I'll just kind of show you here. There are things on it like showering, getting dressed. I mean, for me, doing my skincare, obviously I'm still working at home, and cooking, which are things that you sort of do most days anyway. And it's just a nice way. So basically all you do is you're sort of like, this column will be a day, and then you'll just colour in what you've done that day. So obviously for things such as like showering and getting dressed and cooking, they're things that you do most days anyway. So it's quite nice to be able to tick them off and feel like you are doing something productive, because really you are doing something productive, you're caring for yourself, and that's really important in times like these, is to make sure you're looking out for number one. So for other things that are on it, I really wanted to start reading again, because I used to absolutely love reading when I was a child. When I was growing up, I used to read all of the time, and as great as things like you know, all these series on Netflix are, and all these films and TV shows and things like that, I really missed doing it, and this was a really good way for me to kind of sort of gently discipline myself into doing it again, because when I do it I really enjoy it. So you can kind of see in this one, I like just have a little read book thing, and I'll tick off the days that I've done it. So like here I kind of looked at it and was like, oh, I haven't read anything in about 3 days, and I know that I like doing it, so maybe I should try and do that again. And for me it's been really helpful with starting exercise. So on the first sheet that I did, I had just one little thing, just one little row for gentle exercise, and then once I built up a bit more strength and things like that, I've managed to put in a gentle exercise column and a harder exercise column. So it was just really good because I sort of managed to build upon things and then add them into the tracker, and it does feel really good actually, like when you've finished something, like when you've done something, you can actually tick it off. Because although I'm still working at the moment, I know that for me it's not good for me to just sit around and watch TV all the time. And obviously, like, no dramas if that's what you want to do. If you're happy doing that and you feel mentally fine, then mate, go for it. I still have days where I just sit around playing The Sims all the time, because if I'm honest, that's what I want to do. I want to look after myself and just chill out and play some Sims, like, it's fine. But for me, I just found it really important that some days I do kind of engage my brain. So I have things on here like watching films, and obviously in that I've included like watching documentaries and stuff, and it just feels nice to be able to kind of tick off that I've done that, because it's something that I maybe would not have bothered doing beforehand. So yeah, I just think that this is a really nice way to kind of have a bit of a routine, but you don't feel forced into doing anything. I just find it's a really, really happy medium, and I really like it. I've really enjoyed doing it. Like, I've got things on here as well, like FaceTiming my friends, because obviously it's really important to still speak to people when you're in this lockdown. So like if I've gone a couple of days without speaking to someone and I feel a little bit low, I'm like, oh, maybe that's because I haven't spoken to anyone in a few days. And I just think it's a really good way to kind of, you know, keep yourself in check and see what you're doing and sort of enjoy what you're doing and learn about other things that you maybe haven't learned about. Like, say for example with me in the reading, I haven't really read anything in a while, and if I'm honest, it's taken me almost about 3 months to finish one book, but I'm still going with it and I'm really enjoying it. And sometimes you just kind of need to give yourself that extra little push to do certain things, and yeah, your mental health will really, really benefit from it. I mean, I know mine has. And again, this is one of those things where, like, you don't have to do it, obviously, it's totally up to you, but I found it really, really helpful, and I've actually really enjoyed doing it. And I think even when things do go back to normality a little bit, I probably will try and carry on with certain things. And also, look how colourful that is. It's so nice and colourful. But yeah, so I hope, you know, you maybe have gained something from this. Obviously, just remember to be kind to yourself always, and yeah, just always look out for number one. Bye!
If you feel inspired and want to learn ways to support your mental health, please subscribe to our channel. Or you can find us at www.rootstowellbeing.org. And if you would like to get involved in future videos, please contact hello@rootstowellbeing.org. Thank you.